It's a crisp afternoon, but I'm here to talk about my latest vlog. Stay tuned. I'd like to talk about my favourite racing driver. You might be surprised to find that my favourite racing driver isn't someone from the present generation, a Lewis Hamilton, a Jenson Button, Fernando Alonso, or whoever. No, my favourite racing driver had already been dead for some 21 years, more or less, by the time I'd been born, and yet I think the current generation can take a leaf out of this driver's attitude to racing. I'm talking about a driver who won 2 World Championships, once in 1963 and 1965, scored 25 race victories, and on his way to his 65 title, he won the Indianapolis 500. I am talking about Scottish Borders farmer Jim Clark. While the current drivers spend time in their tax havens, their Monte Carlos, their Switzerlands or whatever, Jimmy Clark used to spend his time, when he wasn't racing, up at his farm in Scotland. How refreshing is that? It is very refreshing. A driver who had no intention or wish to be rich or famous. He just had the love of driving cars fast. And it was only when his friend pointed out to him in a Scottish club race that it wasn't, as he thought, others driving so slowly. It was him driving so damn fast. You know, it's what some people would call natural talent. You know, as he summed up himself, Jimmy Clark didn't drive any harder. It was all up here. He just drove in a more concentrated manner. And somehow that made him drive, and the car ended up faster. No, and he was a loyal person as well. In his whole Formula One career, from 1960 to his untimely death in 1968, he drove for just one team, Colin Chapman's Lotus. And we think today of one-sided teams for commercial reasons, like Michael Schumacher being team leader at Ferrari, or Benetton as he would have been back in the day, or more recently, before he moved to Ferrari, Sebastian Vettel with Red Bull and the circumstance involving Mark Webber. But Jimmy Clark was fast purely through ability. He got out of all those fragile Lotuses much more than any of his colleagues could get. It just... no words can describe my admiration for him. And it is just so unbearably tragic that a guy at the height of his powers, having broken Fangio's record of 24 victories, to lose his life in such a minor race, a Formula 2 race in Hockenheim, to just lose his life like that because of a puncture. Beggars belief. If you agree with me, feel free to hit the like button and subscribe buttons if you would like to see me give more vlogs. And also, I'm on Twitter, so if you want to follow me on Twitter, my Twitter account is @Baker_F1. And I shall see you next time.